Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a build guide for the Oath of the Dreadbound Paladin in Baldur's Gate 3. This is a mod that was made by KryptoHack. I think it's an incredible one. They are not bound by a divine, but rather by a Codex of Harrowed Ascendants. So it's more of an evil type paladin. You got your Abhorrent Smites, bonus action Channel Oath Charge, Shroud of Madness, which is really good. Shroud of Madness is one of the most underrated spells in Baldur's Gate 3, and it'll also silence enemies for 5 turns. And you have the Dreadbound Tenants, a Harrow's Creed. With full level 20 support and future quest-based rewards that'll be coming, this is a really fun mod I want to cover as I got a number of requests. So for our stat distribution, I personally really like a Dexidin. Going high in dexterity lets you use Falder Alluve, which is a fantastic weapon for support, but dealing a bit of extra damage for everybody. Alternatively, you can build around strength if you want to. I'm going to go with the dex build. It's entirely what you're up to you, but you can swap these stats around if you want to go strength. Level 2 gives us our old faithful Divine Smite, but also the Abhorrent Smite. Psychic damage is pretty fun because you can double it with the Resonance Stone. And this is just a very similar version to what we already got with Divine Smite, but you get reaction versions of it as well, and the critical. So you can set this to react, making it a good multi-class if you wanted to add in like the Sword Bard and do the Slashing Flourish Smites. Kind of a crazy overpowered ability, because then you can use Bard spell slots to power these up. But we're not going to multi-class for the purpose of this video. We're just going to stick with this. I'm going to go with the defense stat here, plus 1 the armor class. But actually, if you want a multi-class, I may suggest you try what they call it, a Winter Spirit Bard subclass here. It's cold damage base. Could fit perfectly well if you want to do like an Ice Death Knight. This is my mod, I just released it today. Very shameful plug aside, we'll get back to the build here. We want to have Command. It's one of the most powerful spells in the game. It's really good enchantment. You can later get that as a bonus action ability if you wanted to. We'll take the smites. We're not going to use them outside of maybe Thunderous Smite every here and there. Bless is a really fun spell. And also, if you don't have someone on your team with Armor or Shield of Faith, you could take that alternatively. Entirely up to you there. Paladin spells are mostly going to be for smites. We then, at level 3, get our Mind Spike cantrip. So it does 2d8 of psychic damage, giving them disadvantage on wisdom saving throws. So commands and hold persons, those are wisdom saves. So that helps out a lot. We also get Hex, kind of nice there, because we do additional damage. Level 3 gives us the Mind Break Curse. So we can bestow a curse upon a creature, possibly rendering it unable to get health points back and skipping its turn. Just use our Channel Oath charge, and it's a wisdom save. We also got the Chains of the Dread, doing a 1d10 of Psychic. Strike a creature with a Psychic Whip, pull it 5 meters close to you, possibly stunning it. Stuns are really powerful. It basically makes the enemy skip its turn. This does take a full action, so it's not crazy overpowered, whereas we got the Mind Break Curse being a bonus action. And for the prepared spell, doesn't really matter. You can take the Shield of Faith there. Again, commands and hold person are really the bread and butter of our spell slot selection. Level 4, another spell. I guess Divine Favor is actually nice, because while it being a concentration, it's 3 turns of additional radiant damage, which could proc gear if you're using any of the Act 1 gear. Now, level 4 feat. I always like a charisma increase, especially for the face of the party, but I won't deny alert for the +5 to initiative is another great option, because who doesn't want to go first, especially when you're a paladin with nuke damage potential with the extra attack at level 5 and getting her smites that do psychic damage. We also get hold person, which is a really, really good spell, and the shatter spell gives us a 3d8 of thunder damage, which is okay. You're not going to use it that often, but it's a fun spell for out of combat if you need to break a wall down. I'd recommend grabbing Branding Smite and Aid. Not that the paladin wants to spend their spell slots on Aid, but if you got a way to get a free spell slot, you could use that to heal your team, I guess. Level 6, Aura of Protection, adding the Charisma modifier to your saving throws. Always a good option, honestly. It's just a core principle of the paladin. Level 7, we get the Aura of Unraveling Will. All enemies that start their turn within 3 meters of the paladin adjust Wisdom and Intelligence saving throws minus your Charisma modifier, and must make a Wisdom saving throw or become frightened. It's really good. I love this. You just get up close and start making them pay for it. And all the negatives that we apply to the enemy's Wisdom saving throws means we're more likely to land our commands. It's great. That's exactly what we want, especially when we can later do it as a bonus action. Level 8, another spell, doesn't really matter. We're going to go with either the Alert or the Ability Score improvement on our Charisma. Alternatively, Dex could be a good choice. And Savage Attacker is great on the Paladin for rerolling multiple damage die. Level 9 gives us the Harrowed Link. Level 3 Necromancy spell, bind the souls of 2 entities together. When either takes damage, the other takes half the damage. Really cool ability. It's a concentration, pretty fun. This can be really cool if you set it up to deal double damage to a certain target and then get the other one to take a bunch of damage too. And we also got Counterspell. Honestly, really good. Paladins don't normally get access to that, so having access to it, it's really good. Blinding Smite's a good choice here to potentially blind the target and Revivify. Alternatively, Crusader's Mantle if you want to buff up the whole team, get them going with it. We got at level 10, the Aura of Courage cannot be frightened, but we frighten them. Level 11 gives us the subclass feature, Improved Abhorrent Smite. You can infuse your attacks with an additional 1d8 of psychic damage or radiant damage. Abhorrent Smite obviously being a little bit better because psychic damage just gets doubled, and that's obviously strong. Level 12, we could stop here. I'll take it to the higher levels, but if you want to stop at level 12, that's perfectly okay. We're going to go with a charisma increase potentially. I actually think the better choice is the Savage Attacker. This will reroll our smites, and if you crit, it makes a massive boost to the damage you'll be doing. Again, you don't have to go to level 13. I'm just going to show you all the subclass abilities that we do get. We'll then take a feat to max out our charisma here, and the tough feat for the extra health. You are supposed to get Phantasmal Killer, Banishment, Dominate Person, and Mind Prison Homebrewed spell. Unfortunately, not popping up for me, but this outfit is from Celestial Threads if you're looking to copy the appearance. Now, this build was pretty much meant for the Sword of Chaos, so that's what I'm going to use. It is a later game item, so you can use really whatever Sword of Life Stealing if you're earlier in the game. This one will regain health points. So if you use the Periapt of Wound Closure, you're going to get 6 health back per attack, which is actually pretty crazy. It does extra necrotic damage too, which is nice. I like the Birthright here because this is going to give us a boost to our charisma, which is going to boost our saving throws. Alternatively, if you want to go with a darkness build, you could use the Steel Watcher helmet. That probably makes the most sense thematically because you then become almost like a warlock in a sense. Cloak of Protection. I also got the Armor of Persistence here with the AO die from Faerun Colors if you want to copy this appearance. This is a late game armor, but I think it looks fantastic, and it's the most defensive heavy armor that we got in the game. Use whatever you got available. The Adamantine Scale Mail can be a nice choice too if you're earlier in the game. And alternatively, you could go with like Helldusk armor if you really wanted to. I have the Helldusk gloves on for the extra fire damage. The Dark Justiciar gauntlets are a little bit better for that extra necrotic damage. But honestly, up to you. This one gives you a bonus to your spell save. You see, it's one of the better gloves in the game. You could do something silly and use the Shadow Blade ring and then use the Brain Drain gloves because you'll get mental fatigue, which synergizes very well here since we're all about reducing their wisdom saving throws. So that could be a good choice as well. The Boots of Stormy Clamor, since if you're using that, you can apply Reverberation, or if you have Ability Drain from the Illithid abilities, that's good too because that'll proc the Reverberation. Evasive Shoes otherwise for the boost to our armor class. And I also have the Hellrider Longbow for the +3 to our initiative. I threw on the Ring of Free Action so we don't get difficult terrain to slow us down. This is actually a really good ring because then we can just run around unimpeded. We also have the Band of the Mystic Scoundrel, which lets us do things like command and hold person as bonus actions. Also, I do want to mention that Improved Divine Smite actually gets the radiant damage ability removed, so you don't get that. I just want to mention that. It's noted in the mod. And the Amulet of Greater Health just gives us 284 health with Tough. Right now, right into combat, the Shroud of Madness is going to be a very good bonus action. We only got one channel Oath Charge for short rest, which is tough because we got lots of abilities that we want to use, and we can't use things like Chains of the Dread and the Shroud of Madness at the same time, or even the Mindbreak Curse. We have to pick one or the other. This could be good, the Mindbreak Curse, to make an enemy skip their turns. This could be good because it can silence a spellcaster, and you could use the Chains of the Dread to possibly stun a target with a full action. I'm going to go with a Divine or Abhorrent Smite here. It's really cool VFX, and the purple glow to the sword looks nice. We're going to go ahead here, and we already applied Reverberation by threatening them. We're just in the air with our sword here, and I can roll for the crit, but we got a 41 attack roll, 23 from bonus. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, and there it is, 60 damage on that. The 2d8 psychic damage on top of it gets re-rolled too, and they're vulnerable, so it's 15 that we rolled, and yeah, pretty crazy. 20 slashing damage, crazy amounts of damage. That's the best thing about Savage Attacker, is it pairs very well on the Paladin. I don't need to use a Divine Smite or a Abhorrent Smite on this one, but we're going to anyways. Threatening them can apply the statuses, which is funny. We then get a bonus action ability. I really like bonus action commands, especially if we go with higher levels. We can then use it for something else. Alternatively, we could save it for the Shroud of Madness. I really want to shut down a spellcaster, so I probably will use it on them. I'm going to go with a Divine or Abhorrent Smite on this target here. I keep saying that. So use the regular old Paladin. The damage is pretty crazy because psychic damage is nuts. You can apply that vulnerability super easily. And I might actually use a level 2 spell slot this time because they have their full health and might likely take them out. 40 attack roll, 64 damage. Yeah, pretty crazy. Now, I won't use the Shroud of Madness right now because I want to try and keep my entire team alive and having a very bad luck streak. So that bonus action command is going to be the way to go. 50% hit chance, 85. I didn't use Arcane Acuity. I really should have. 94% hit chance on this enemy, and I wanted to get this one too. If I can lock these all down, it's one that I wanted saved on it. Basically, you want to shut down spellcasters like these that can hit you with command and hold person and want us to be able to apply it. Alternatively, we could have used Mind Spike spell to be able to set up the disadvantage on wisdom saving throws. We were likely to land it on this target that's saved. I like the command approach, especially when we can just make them run towards us. One thing too is any other spellcasters, we do have counterspell, which is nice because that kind of protects us. Exactly my thoughts. They try to command us. So yeah, we're going to shut that down right now. The best thing is they're going to run towards us. We got them threatened. They got hit with the aura of Unraveling Will, and they got reverberation because of it. So I'm going to make it easy for them and use the Abhorrent Smite so they don't have to worry about that anymore. Goodbye. Yeah, it hits really hard. Now, unfortunately, I can't run back there, so I'm going to have to use my Abhorrent Smites over here. The Paladin is very powerful in melee range, but if you can't get in melee range, it's a little bit trickier because, yeah, that was not ideal. But, yeah, I guess we could use, like, Chains of the Dread could be kind of funny on certain situations. I don't think it's actually the right move to make here, so I'm just going to go with another. We'll try to make up that miss that we just had and try to take this target out. And that was good. We got him. And then I'm going to take out this one here. I'll use a level 3 spell slot that he has more health. Perfect. And now I got I could use a bonus action hold person on a variety of them. I'm going to use the Shroud of Madness here, which is our Channel Oath charge, so we can blast away with that. I got him with the Shroud of Madness, so he's now afflicted with this, which makes him attack the nearest creature other than the spellcaster. So he's just going to go and attack some people. He's also silenced, so he can't use Ensnaring Strike. Not a huge nerf, but yeah, it's good to shut them down that way. And he's then going to just go ahead attacking his team. And he actually, wow, he used volley and hit 3 of them at a time. Yeah, that was pretty good. He took out a civilian, but hey, that's the price you got to pay sometimes. And again, counterspell being able to shut down command, very useful. Oh, we just saved in the command round 2. Yeah, I targeted the wrong person. That sucked. Well, now it's our turn, so we know where our priorities are. I need to take out this target here, but they're going to get attacked. So I'm actually, you know what, why not? I'm just going to attack them and try to spread that around multiple targets. Good. We hit over there and apply reverberation. Arrow of many targets is a really reliable way to sometimes debuff enemies, especially with using the gear that we got here. I got advantage on this attack roll. Good. I tucked them out. That's what I wanted. I wanted to leave these 2 alone because he's going to attack this one, and then I can just run over here. And I guess there's no one else really that I can attack here, so I'll use the special Mind Spike spell. So they have 28 health, he's got 40. I'll use it on him. I'm not going to hit him with the extra. Knocked him prone. He's immune to thunder damage. That's funny. We silenced him with that ability, so he didn't take the thunder damage from the reverberation. That's kind of funny. That's the way it should work. But, oh, wow, he attacked. I forgot there's a target over there. So, yeah, he's just going to go around attacking them. That's the best thing about Crown of Madness. It's a really good spell, especially if you have a sorcerer that can extend it on multiple turns. It's just really good. Again, counterspell being the goat, we really want that. And it's a good thing it's an oath spell because counterspell is honestly one of the best things in this game. Now, he's still going to just attack random people, so we don't have to worry too much. We just got that off. Abhorrent Smite, we're just going to use it. Burning through the spell slots. This only can upcast, it actually can upcast a level 5, which normally it doesn't have access to that, so that can be pretty fun. Boom. You can upcast a level 5, but it doesn't get the extra damage die that normally, if you're in a different type of D&D, you don't get level 5 spell slots in Baldur's Gate 3, but normally you could get something like that with like a different type of smite. I guess the only option that we got right now is I can't run up to him and smite him, so I'm just going to use an arrow on him. If I had another Channel Oath charge, I would use Chains of the Dread, but that is the Dreadbound Paladin in Baldur's Gate 3. 3 really fun Channel Oath charges. You're going to use one of them per battle. Gives you a lot of synergy or strategy that you got to think about which one you want to use. That is, again, Order of the Dreadbound by KryptoHack. Let me know which mod build you'd like to see next in Baldur's Gate 3. Hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed. I hope you guys all have a great day.